Ore enkitok nabo mbaya.
Mokire taata ole. Kake ore nkituak naa ing'orunyie nkituak are pee itumoki eramatare ino.
Kimilia naa midim entito atotona meeta orpayian.
Miyam enkitok minyorr. Enkitok ninyorr. Lasima piilo ayau enkitok ninyorr. Kaji Issaias. Kaji enkarna ai Ketikai. Naa kara naa ole Kodonya. Kaata nkishu naata ntare. Kaata akeyie nkishu akeyie nabaya nkishu 15 mpaka ntare 50.
The Messai are traditionally polygamous, with old and young men taking up to 3, 4 or more wives in their lifetime. The need for a second or third wife is not always for the man's satisfaction, but for the good of the homestead and other women. Issaias Codonho is no exception, as he comes from a long line of polygamous men and women. Tomorrow morning, he takes home a second wife, the only difference being this is not an arranged marriage.
Miyam enkitok minyorr. Lasima piilo ayau enkitok ninyorr.
Unlike his grandfather and father, Issaias chose his second wife, and unlike most Messai women, Eunice is happy to marry a man that she knows and loves.
Amagoro kashiba. Mo abayi kila yodo shage ni kiyama.
Metabai ina data napengi na kanyor oleng enkolong etaisere.
Due to his age, Issaias' grandfather is respectfully called Mzee Codonho. He is the patriarch of the Codonho family with 3 wives, many children, and plenty of grandchildren to carry his name.
Angai na isho amga sasu ngitwa ekenga ayam. Na ishor Messai, nariku. Nariku la yola ini. Na yur Messai. Ntuyi la yo. Na katoligo na bo gin ake se chiama Messai. Ya gure na mana. Na nwa ya maka la yo. Chawon kishu tari nyo ya ko na ini na poke. Na ni jidu ana gunuga. Menya ya ge na ishi. Na ishongishu. Na isho sini nyaldongaji. Ore enkitok nabo mbaya. Amada tutu kumok, nemeeta nkishu kumok, nemeeta nkas sapuk. Natii endaa, natii irmaasai. Meeta enkitok nabo enkang sapuk.
Among all the wives in a Messai home, there is always the matriarch of the homestead, the first wife, from whom the home flourished. In this home, we meet Leah Codonho, fondly called Gogo by her grandchildren.
Enkitok botor tanang. Nanuake narikua pa kuna kera pookin. Ore taata paalotu enang, larin 15 taata atii enkang epapai. Atii enkang empapa lai. Ore paalotu enang, naitai taa lari pi irkumok ip. Niaku mesiaki naitayo ninye orpayian lenye. Papai ake lenda kerai likinchooki ajo ewo ena kerai. Niaku nejia apa ikununo. Itu kidumuno mpapa te jongo.
The second wife to Messai Codogno and Leah's junior co-wife, who reflects on her wedding day as a young bride.
Menyanyukie. Amu ore taata naa aikia meetai. Amu ore apa ninche yiok, naa ore pee kirikokini orpayian amu oltasat ninye paaya, naa kaure niaku kajo airoroki telukunya. Amu oltasat moruo. Ore taata nkera taata naa meya oltasat moruo. Apana. Orkijanai ake leijo Issaias, ninye enkai kijanai nijo ninye. Na ore naa apa inakata mpapa nanu ake laawa, kake mpapa lai kara kinyi oleng teninye. Neeku kabik kairoroki telukunya, neeku ninye laanya elukunya. Ore paalotu tende najoki supa ena kerai.
Ata enaa kaiba, metaa kaata apa nanu olchore lai, naa kaure naa nanu papai. Neeku ore peejo papai kaure naa nanu. Naiturraa nanu olchore lai pae aishooyo papai aisho olchore lenye. Ore apa ima tanakata irara ntae pokirare kutiti amu ishukoki ake ine. Iyie miyiolo ajo ore enkitoria papai naa kegol. Kegol oshi enkitoria mpapa lino etiu ake enaa eneng'utunyi. Neeku enkitoria mpapa, paany nanu mpapa telukunya pii naiturraa olapa tung'ani lanyor naibailo paalotu enetii mpapa lai. Amu ninye naa latoiwuo. Kanyor apa nanu olchore lai amu nkera ake. Enkerai ake wenkae kerai. Niaku olchore lai ake nanu ake oninye. Ore ake peelotu mpapa ajo kaisho ele payian, basi naiturraa teine.
Contrary to popular belief, the polygamous nature of the Messai is mainly perpetuated by the women. In most families, the reason for a second or third wife is due to the insistence of the first wife or the mother-in-law. The reasons are far and wide, the main one being that the wife needs more hands to handle the daily chores or is barren and would like a surrogate mother. In Leah Codogno's case, however, she needed some extra help.
Keeta apa orpayian inkishu oleng. Naa keisho ninye enaake nemeeta enkaina, meeta olikae tung'ani oibung'are aitayie esiai.
Isaiah's first wife is just as young as he is. Elizabeth Codogno is 23 years old, and like any first wife in the Messai community, her status in the home is now of higher standing with the coming of a second wife.
Another toldukai amu kelotu ildukai lembolei natum tinewueji nikinteru ake ayioloro pokirare. Alafu nanu apa egira aya tenkiterunoto naishelewa nanu neeku natang'asia enkai ang'. Neeku nanu taa taata eya.
Ore apa ena kitok naa ekitoning'unote apa nitokini naa aponu aisho yiok naitokini nanu aponu aisho. Shomo aliki mpapa nelo sinye aliki papai lenye. Neponunui naa aisho. Ore payieu nayam naa kayieu enkai kitok oleng. Neeku naa ore paagira ayam najo kanyor orkuak duo apa lenena kera. Neeku naa ina paagira ayam. Ore pee iyam inkituak are naa kelelek duo naaji ilo isiaitin nitum duo tenakata ilchambai amu ore tenakata ilchambai naa keetae oleng tenakata ilchambai nemokure apa nkishu ake sinche ing'orita irmaasai. Etaa apa mpaka ilchambai naa keeta neeta nkishu, neeku lasima peeyam nkituak are peetum enaing'orr nkishu peenalo olchamba. Neeku ina peekiyamita nkituak maare.
Naa ore ena peekira nabo nanu toiwuo pookin nemetii oltung'ani oiba likae naa nanu oyama nkituak naa ninche naayama nemetii oltung'ani oiba likae. Kenyorra ninche pookin.
Melai akata nena kake mee enkiba sapuk amu ekiara naake toldaikani nikijo eitu duo kincho entoki ai ainyoo piinosa duo shai ai pookin elulung'a basi nejo enkae inko niya sukari ino ashu ake ilo orpayian ainyang'aki ai amu etimita duo ninye enaduo basi nikinyang'aki iyie orpayian ai nishipakinono niaku kinyorraki mikimbaaro sii oleng. Nemikimbaikino oshi iyiok bata tenakata orpayian lai tenenyorru enkae kitok. Itu ishorita lasima. Niaku kenyorr oleng amu keishooki tesidai. Keishoo papai lenye neisho ng'otonye tesidai. Naa kenyorraki ina anaa peenyorr enkae. Neeku kenyorraki pokirare. Ata peitoki aya eneuni naa kenyorraki. Amu itu ikonyaa keishooki ajoki inko. Nkishu enyenak eishooyie, neishooyo ormiranketi, neishooyo sukari. Basi. Neeku kenyorraki amu nkishu enyenak eishooyie. Mali enyenak eishooyie aisho papai lenye neisho ng'otonye. Ore oshi eneamuanisha neisidai enkitok teneyami. Amu ore naa apake enkitoria kimili ang' naa miidim entito atotona meeta orpayian. Neeku ore tenakata iyiok, ore apake entito peebulu alo ilarin 15 neishooyo papai lenye nelo ayiu enkerai enye alo aing'oru ninye orpayian amu miidim atotona enkitok meeta orpayian nemeidim orpayian atotona meeta enkitok metaa keruko ake.
High afternoon in Altapesi location. Eunice spends the few remaining hours before she is taken into her husband's home with her grandmother.
Ore tenakata naa kaloito naa kalo awosh esanduku nalo apik eilata nielare nalo apik inkulie tokitin pookin nilo anyorru ilo payian nilo anyorru entasat natii enkaji amu eba enaa nanu neeku kajoki shomo tonyorra naleng ina ang' enkerai natii orpayian otii.
Kayiolo apa kidiang', kayiolo oshiake endaang' olekodonya.
Saturday morning in Altapesi and goat bells ring in the distance rather than the conventional wedding bells of such an occasion. Isaiah, accompanied by his age mates and his father, arrive at Eunice's home to claim their bride, having already presented their dowry of 5 cows and some blankets. Like any other bride, Eunice is sprucing herself up with the help of her grandmother. The Messai women are very keen on fashion and decoration, using bright colors and jewelry to beautify themselves. The bride puts on a light chain attached to her ear called emonyorit. In this modern day and age we live in, Eunice is quick to add a hair wig to her wedding regalia. The grandmother helps to carry the suitcase, which symbolizes the move from one home to the next, her new life as a wife. Isaiah's age mates proudly take the suitcase and the marriage is sealed. A long time ago, brides would walk for hours to reach their destination, the husband's home. Today, Eunice is lucky enough to ride at the front seat of her father-in-law's vehicle. While Eunice makes her way to her new home, the women of the Codogno family are hard at work preparing the afternoon meal for their guest.
Ore paalotu nanu naa nji ake aikununaki ena kitok e Issaias enaa duo taata, kake ore apa inakata peerikuni ninche yiok nemeetai ingarrin. Interu alotu tenkang' e papai lino polepole mpaka nilotu enang'.
On their arrival, the Codogno family is at hand to welcome the new bride into the home, lining the ground that she walks on with printed cloths called shukas. The arrival of the new bride into the home is a time to feast on food and drink. Isaiah and his father Abraham are keen on choosing only the healthiest goat or sheep for the celebration.
Ore oshi olee naa barakeyie, ore olee nemitokini duo ajo etaa taata olee oleng ashu mookure taata olee. Kake ore inkituak naa ing'orunyie inkituak are pee itumoki eramatare ino. Neeku ore sii peemitii naaji enaalo amu ore peeku enkitok nabo iyata naa ore piilo idialo ore piitum naaji olchamba nementoki naing'orr. Neeku tenijo enkitok olchamba nimitita entoki naitoki aing'orr kuna kishu. Neeku kishaa naaji paa ore paa enkitok nabo ake iyata nemiata nkishu kumok. Paa tenaa olchamba iyata tidie naa tenaa kiti nimirr naaji nkishu nilo adung'oki ning'ua nkuti kishu metaa ilo adung'oki olchamba tine metaa ore itii ning'orita nkishu inonok tine. Kake mikiyieu yiok nkishu kutik.
When all the food is ready, everyone takes his or her place. The Messai culture has for years maintained a social distance between men and women. For this reason, even in a ceremony of this nature, that the women eat with the women and the men eat only amongst other men, as culture dictates. The morning after the wedding is the beginning of a new life for Eunice. She is no longer a guest, but a co-wife who has to share in the daily chores. Isaiah's mother plays the role of the mentoring mother-in-law to her young daughters-in-law by showing them how to be a good wife. Messai women always sit together between their daily chores of looking after their children and livestock to make their beaded jewelry. The next morning, we wake up to find Eunice doing exactly that with the women of the Codogno home. As she talks and laughs with them, making the jewelry, one would think she always belonged here. Today she's no longer a new bride, she is one of them. She is a co-wife.